Hey guys, Bolian here, and today we'll be doing an anime review. Today's review will be about the Misfit of Demon King Academy. The main character of this is none other than Anos Voltigode, who's quite possibly the strongest magic user in all of anime and one of the strongest characters in anime, period. Nonetheless, it is undeniable how powerful this man is. This anime is about a demon king who was prophesied to reawaken 2,000 years after his death, upon which he would bring peace and prosperity to the infernal realm. The anime starts off with a short summary of the man feared as the demon king who wiped out the nation of humans, burned down the forest of the spirits, and even killed off the gods, which is crazy. But a few seconds later, we see a dashing young man being cheered on by a young couple who seem to be his parents, and they came to send him off to school for his entrance exam at the Demon King Academy. While approaching the school gate, he befriends a girl named Misha Necron and goes off to the entrance exams to earn his spot at the Demon King Academy. He takes a quiz on the ideals of the founder, the Demon King, as well as the traditional magic capacity test and a match against another examinee. Now, it's uncertain what his standing was after doing the test about the founder's ideals, but he did destroy the measuring equipment during the magic capacity test, so I think it's safe to say that he passed. But as for his match against another examinee, he was matched up against an examinee who was a noble and was thought to be extremely strong due to his noble bloodline. Anos, our main character, makes light of said noble and tries to discourage him from fighting, as they had met earlier at the school's entrance after Anos' parents came to send him off to school, which didn't end so well for said noble. This time, however, the noble Zepes came prepared with magic armor and a magic sword with which he intended to, quote-unquote, end Anos' whole career. He attempted to swing his fire-encased magic sword at Anos, but all Anos had to do was just sigh and the flames went out from a magic sword. That's crazy, right? And even then, Anos just proceeds to suggest forming a contract with Zepes, with the contract being that Anos would not move from the spot he's standing in and would still defeat Zepes. Zepes, in his disbelief, tries to make the claim that Anos is bluffing and that in reality, he's actually scared and just making excuses. Which was a mistake for Zepes, but then blood suddenly erupts out of his eyes, ears, nose, and mouth, which causes Zepes to fall to the ground, and we then find out that it was actually caused by Anos' heartbeat. You heard me. His heartbeat. Never in my whole time watching anime have I ever heard of the main character defeating an enemy with his heartbeat. But, Zepes, being the noble that he is, stops Anos from walking away and proposes a duel in true noble fashion, by calling Anos chicken. Anos then leaves his stamp of approval on Zepes' face using his boots and accepted Zepes' challenge of make me say uncle. The contract was formed, and Zepes states that Anos won't win because he doesn't intend to give up even if he dies. Anos took that as a I bet Challenge accepted. He then snaps his fingers in Zephyr's face, and body parts start flying everywhere. The crowd is shocked, and Anos proceeds to then bring this man back to life and making a 3-second rule joke from it. You know, with food, the 3-second rule, it drops on the ground, you have 3 seconds to dig it up. You know what I mean. After that, you can pretty much guess what happened next. All that could be heard in the arena was just finger snaps, loud gasps, and also the sound of blood splattering, which is pretty funny for a moment. After a few moments though, Zephyr surrenders, which caused Anos to win the bet. Anos then goes to leave and sees best girl Misha waiting for him at the gate, upon which she mentioned that she had waiting for him because he said "see you later" to her earlier. Anos then invites her over to his house and Misha accepts, upon which we get to learn that Anos was born only just a month ago. And if that isn't proof enough that he was the resurrected Demon King, the magic he used to get Misha and himself back to his house was teleportation magic, which was supposedly lost during the mythical age. Without spilling too much of the first episode's, entire thing, it really is a case that a lot of things happen here and there, and mysteries arise later on in the series, which makes it a bit interesting. The first season was really great, but a lot of people, didn't like the second season, which I don't think was as bad as people made it out to be. The animation quality wasn't as good as it was before, but it wasn't career ending or anything like that. All in all, I definitely would recommend that you guys give it a watch. Season 2 seemed more like a season for expanding the plot, which might be why it seemed so slow to other people. But remember guys, a good anime isn't just about good animation and flashy fights. It also has a great plot. So make sure you take the time out to think about the plot as well in any anime that you come across in the future. That doesn't mean you should keep watching something that doesn't scratch that anime itch you have, but at the very least, you should give it a shot. With that being said, this has been your boy Wolian, and I will see you guys next time.